Wait 1 second. Wait. Is it actually coming home? Yes, I'm back. Floppylegss Football YouTube video once again. We reacted to the England versus Senegal game, which happened obviously on Sunday. I'm absolutely buzzing. If you don't know already, the score was 3-0 to the mighty Three Lions. And now we go on to face France in the quarterfinals. So we're going to get into all of this. We're going to get into the game and what I think of it, and the formations and players that were playing, and what I think going into that quarterfinal against France. Thanks for coming through. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. We're trying to get as many subs before we enter the new year in 2023. Thanks for coming on through, and let's get into the video. So obviously 3-0 goal scorers were Henderson, which was a shock one right there. Harry Kane and Bukayo Saka once again getting his third goal of the tournament. I have to say, overall, the performance was fantastic. Yes, the first 30 minutes were shaky, and I have to say, you know, there was some misplaced pass from Maguire. There was a few times where we got pressed. You know, Senegal seemed to want it a little bit more in some of those exchanges in the first 30 minutes or so. But, you know, the one chance they did have, the main man, Jordan Pickford, came up and saved us once again. And I have to say this, I said it in a previous video, the squad selection video. I'm a massive advocate for Pickford, Maguire and Southgate. The three people that I think get way too much slander for what they do within this team. Jordan Pickford is by far the best English goalkeeper we've had in my lifetime. Well, my footballing lifetime. Rob Green, David James, all of these people beforehand, Ben Foster. No one compares. Joe Hart. None of these people compare to Pickford. Pickford is incredible in an England shirt. And yes, he has a few slip-ups with Everton. But within that, he also has worldy games as well. But Jordan Pickford, if you have any negative opinions on Jordan Pickford, I have no negative opinions about you, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say here. Jordan Pickford was incredible. That save cannot be undisputed and underplayed. It had to be made, and it was a solid left hand, slapped the ball away, and then he got down quite quickly for it as well. It was a good save. It was obviously a bit of a mishap from Bukayo Saka and Walker on that our right-hand side, their left-hand side, and they had that chance. It came out of nowhere, pretty much, that one. They also had another chance where they got through again, but, you know, the Saar booted over the bar. But yeah, they had a few... Those two chances, maybe they did get past Maguire. Maguire did recover well when he did make a mistake, and there was also one where he misplaced the pass, and Declan Rice charged back and recovered the ball as well, which is really a good sign about our whole squad and the mentality that, you know what, if you fall down, if you mess up, I will recover it for you. We're a squad, we're a team, we're not individuals like we were in the past, and I'm just so happy with this result. There was that slower start, but then we managed to just find you know, a bit of the ball and a bit of play down the left hand side with Harry Kane and Foden, I believe it was. Kane playing the pass through to Bellingham. Bellingham, I'll get onto after this in a second, but Bellingham had an exceptional game that I'm sure everyone's already talking about already. But he runs down the side, little cutback, you know, drives down the touchline, he cuts it back to Henderson, who, of all people, was probably the last person that anyone expected to score, and he tucked it into the bottom right corner. And their celebration was a little bit weird though, wasn't it? They ran up to each other and then they just headbutted each other and they started looking at each other like that. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. It's a very weird celebration. But Henderson, that's what I want to talk about quickly now. Jordan Henderson, before the game, absolutely slandered online, and I'm sick and tired of England fans at this point. First of all, when are we going to learn that we just got to respect and understand the players that Southgate puts out? And they've all worked pretty much at the moment. Every decision he's made has worked, and everyone still quarrels it. He didn't start Rashford. I agree, Rashford probably should have started, or should have had a look in. But I said it in the last video, if you don't play Rashford and you play Saka, if you don't play Foden and you play Sterling or Grealish, the drop-off isn't mad, and I'm not angry, because those players will get minutes at the end of the day, and all of them are capable of bringing something to our team. Like, all good enough to win us the game. It's not like you're dropping out a brilliant player for, you know, a 35-year-old that you know, his mentality, this idea that Southgate only plays the players that he likes is a joke. He plays the best players that can play and will perform and will get us the result. And he played Henderson in this game, and I think the reason you play Henderson, which might be the reason we play 4-back against France potentially, is because he can create that sort of cover that not necessarily a free back gives, but it brings more defensive solidity than playing a Mount in there. And Mount, obviously, I love Mount. He was pressing like crazy for the first few games. He did really well in the Iran game, especially. Not the best in the USA game, but no one did really well in that game. But I'm not saying when we don't lose a lot when we don't play Mount in that team, because Bellingham now is enhanced to go forward. And this is the thing that I was going to talk about primarily, is obviously Bellingham is world class, unbelievable talent, and I'm so happy we're going to have him for the next 4 tournaments. I've said this in a prior video, but the thing about Bellingham in this team with Henderson is he's allowed to be a bit more free, and I think that was a response that Southgate made from the USA game, because that was the only game we didn't score a goal. We didn't look like we were going to score anything that game, and the only game that we didn't really have any free flowing football. And that was the game where Bellingham was shut up shop. Like he was completely taken out of the game by USA. They defended, and the midfield did really well against him, and he didn't really have any influence whatsoever in the whole game, compared to Iran, compared to Wales, and then especially compared to Senegal. So if you get Bellingham going, if you allow him to be free, box to box, as well as being that sort of 10 role as well when he's in the final third, you allow for him to influence the game, which he has significantly done every time he's had the chance. Assists, goals, he's incredible. Pre-assists as well, obviously, to Foden for the Harry Kane goal. But I just want to stay on Bellingham for a bit longer here. That's why you play Henderson maybe there, because then you still have the defensive cover, because Bellingham's athleticism is immense. He's literally here, there, everywhere, every 5 minutes. So I'm talking about Mount's pressing primarily in the previous games, but this allows Bellingham to press, and also you see him get into the attacking phases more often, and there isn't that risk maybe getting done in behind because you've got a Henderson there. And Henderson's also been involved in some of the attacks as well when we've gotten the ball really high up and the defenders on the halfway line. Henderson's taken an overlap on Saka's side, on the right hand side. I've liked Henderson in this team, especially that game. Wales, I didn't think he had that good of a game, but it's about the shape that he provides, and he's kind of allowing a Bellingham to go. And there's an argument maybe why don't we just play Phillips instead, who obviously was immense in the Euros. And I'm not against that either. I think that's what I'm trying to say about this squad of England players. I'm happy for any single one of them to play. And Henderson playing over Mount, of course, it's a different shape, but it just allows Bellingham to run free. And Bellingham's amazing. That second goal, I'll tell you that this year. First of all, brilliant. Harry Kane's off the mark. I'm really happy about that. But let me tell you, 2 minutes at a time gets added on, and I'm at the pub with my mates watching it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go toilet. Nothing's gonna happen here. 2 minutes left. They'll just keep it in the middle of the park, and it will go into half time 1-0. Lovely jubbly. And once I was done, I ended up waiting for one of my other friends who was going to the toilet as well. I was like, I wait for them. And it turns out they were already gone upstairs. And I was standing by the bottom of the stairs, and then I heard, oh, and like that pre-cheer that everyone, the pre-cheer that all fans do when you're running through on goal. They were, oh, and I was like, oh crap, running up the stairs, and then a big cheer. And I was like, no, please say it was like a penalty. It's like I missed a penalty win, and I opened the door and I look at the big projector, and there's Harry Kane celebrating with Foden, and I was gutted I missed it, but I was elated to see Harry Kane finally get off the mark, and that's the key thing. In the Euros, he got off the mark as well in the round of 16, and then proceeded to end up with 4 goals to his name, which was one less than the winning goal tally, I believe that was Ronaldo. And I'm really thinking about what this could mean now for the France game, and I'm not implying that he's going to score 2 in this game or really influence it in the goal scoring sense, but he's going to just be, he's done everything this tournament now, getting the ball into the prime areas. He did pre-assists to both Foden and to Bellingham, I believe. I think he played it to Foden, then Foden across to Saka. I just think Harry Kane has been incredible this tournament, and he's not going to get the plaudits as much as the wingers, probably rightfully so, because they're getting the ball in the back of the net, but he's been so integral once again today in this game. He just comes playing, he plays like a false 9, or he comes in at 10 and just pings the ball out wide to either the wingers. And I'm really happy he got a goal, and it was a great goal. Bellingham once again proving his athleticism, proving his pressing ability, just running out from the corner, winning the ball. This is me watching it from the replay, obviously, because I did miss the goal. Taking it past the player, and then when you think he should lay it off with his right foot, he takes a touch again and then lays it off with his left. Foden back over to Kane. Obviously takes a little deflection, but he gets it over, and Kane bullet into the bottom left corner. And that sort of counter-attacking play was really exciting to see, especially going into a game now against France, where they will come at us, they will have a lot of the ball, they will push forward. We can capitalise quite quickly on the counter. We saw with kind of both goals, they came out of not nowhere, but they were so quickly done. 1 ball, 2 ball, now we're through on goal, cut back goal. Like that speed of play is really exciting to see, and I'm hoping it continues. And then finally, obviously, the third goal, Saka getting it. It was a great ball in the box by Foden, and then the finish, I think, when I first saw it, I didn't really give it the plaudits it deserved, and then my mate said, look at he dinks it, what finish? And I was like, did he? And he proper just lifts it over Mendy, and I'm really happy for Saka as well. 3rd goal of the tournament, and I'm really hoping against France, we might not win it. I'm not saying we're going to go out there and win 3-0, we might not win it, but I just want to see a performance, and I want to see chances. Let's just see what happens. Mbappe's looking incredible, 2 brilliant goals against Poland, had Matty Cash on the run the whole game, and that's where Walker's really got to perform, who didn't have the best game against Senegal, but he's got minutes under his belt now, and he needs to go into that game against Mbappe and just stay on him the whole game. If you nullify Mbappe, I think you do really decrease the chances of France really peppering us. And I think Giroud's been fantastic, but he needs to be feeded in the ball. The one bit I'm worried about for France, I can back Walker against Mbappe. I can back Stones and Maguire to nullify Giroud. I can't back fully, sure, stopping Dembele. I really can't. And maybe Griezmann as well, applying the press. It will call upon Rice and Henderson to really do a job against Griezmann as well. But I'm really hoping that, whether it's a 3-back, 5-back, 4-back, whatever you want, as long as we have defensive solidity and we don't make silly mistakes, it's in our own hands. We can get past that defence. We saw with Poland. They had about 3 or 4 chances, 2 or 3 chances in the first half. The main one being that ball into the box where the ball just laid up to the player, the midfielder, and he smacked it straight at Lloris. And the rebound went straight into the defender, and then the other one went into the defender on the line. Like those chances, I back a Kane, Saka, Foden, Bellingham to tuck that into the back of the net. And I think France do have some weaknesses that we can exploit, especially with the pace on the wings and quickly getting in behind the fast-paced play. It all just depends on what Southgate plays and how the boys rise to the occasion. And we've seen it many a times that they have done in the past. It's just stopping Mbappe with Walker, and we can still score. Get Bellingham freely going about and let Henderson maybe sit back a bit more with Rice, whether you play a 4-back, that is, to keep them 2 there and just let Bellingham go with the ball, play it out wide to Foden, play it out wide to Saka, who I think both of those will be starting, especially with the sad news about Sterling's house getting burgled and he's got to go back home. I don't see him coming back into the tournament. And I think Rashford off the bench and Grealish off the bench, I like that. Foden had a good game as well. I think that will be the starting lineup. But France is going to be a tough game, and it was going to be sad. It's going to be sad if we do end up losing that game. You can see from the previous videos that I'm not talking so confidently anymore, of course, because France are the previous world champions. I'm just really happy, man. I'm really happy with the performances so far. And if we go into that game and we win it, I genuinely will get very, very, very excited. I think it's going to be a really good game. These quarterfinals are going to look tasty. England versus France, Netherlands versus Argentina. You've got potential of Spain versus Portugal. There's so many great games that could come out of this. Brazil would end up playing Japan or Croatia if they win today. But guys, that France game is going to be so tough. Let me know in the comments down below of what you think is going to happen in that France game. I want you to tell me 4-back, 5-back, and what do you think is going to happen. I believe in Walker. I genuinely believe in Walker, and maybe we can get a double up going there. Saka as a right winger as well can defend. He did track back and get defensively involved as he always does against Senegal, making that one error where he passed it straight to the player. But I just think we can do it. I just have a feeling. There is a fear, obviously. There is a fear. It's France, the world champions. They have had a few injuries, but they still have a solid squad. Their bench maybe isn't as strong now because of the injuries. But Giroud's on fire, Mbappe's on fire. Giroud becoming now the all-time France top goal scorer. It's tough. It's hard to see us doing it. It's hard to see it. I can still see Mbappe cutting in inside and maybe beating Walker and then taking an extra touch past Stones and then whipping it. And Pickford, obviously, you can only do so much against Mbappe. I'm trying to articulate and think of a way that we can do it. I don't think we can. I think we're going to lose this game, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm so proud of this England side and how I felt about this England side for the past X amount of years. It's the best I've felt about England, and for me to say country over club now is purely because of how well they've played. This has been a bit of a longer video. Maybe I might have to cut it down. But thank you for watching, guys. Let me know again in the comments down below. What do you think is going to happen with that France game? The 10th of December, 7 p.m. I will be watching it with all my mates. And you know what? I'm just going to have a smile on my face. Maybe I won't. After the game, I'll have a smile on my face. I'm going to be biting my nails the whole way through. I'm going to be very, very nervous. Once again, I've not really gone into the game. As I told you guys, I like the reaction videos. And today was a good reaction video talking about Senegal. Big props to Bellingham. Big props to Pickford. And you know what? Foden, Saka and Kane had a great forward game as well. Rice as well is an unsung hero. I have to just chuck that one in there now. Declan Rice has been getting some slander, actually, because he always passes the ball back. He's just there to steady the ship and always clean up the mess that maybe happens in front of him or behind him, with the Maguire one the other day. But Declan Rice, I love you. I love this team. I love England. Can we beat France? Let's just go out there and give it our bloody all. So if we do go out, we can say we tried. We tried our bloody best. And I think we can get, extra time. Should I even say this? We can win it on penalties. We can win it on penalties, baby. We saw it happen in the last tournament where France got knocked out against Switzerland. We can win it on bloody penalties. All right. Thanks for coming through, guys. Obviously, we haven't got the best penalty record either, but let's just forget about that. Let's just talk about the one that fits my argument. Thanks for coming through, guys. I really do appreciate it. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. It means the world if you could. Leave a comment down below once again of what you think is going to happen in that France-England game. How are my England fans watching this feeling? Huh? How are you feeling? 3-0 against Senegal, 3-0 against Wales, 6-2 against Iran, obviously 0-0 against USA. Beautiful results all round other than that one game. Can we continue in that vein of form? Thanks for coming through, and I'll see you when I see you.